Hey guys, Solid here. Welcome back to another episode of Adventure News. Aprilia's dropped their 660 adventure bike, the Touareg or the Touareg. I can't figure out how to pronounce the damn thing. You know what I'm saying. Is it fugly? Is it fantastic? What are the specs? Let's roll the intro and find out. So I've done a series of videos on this bike, so if you want to look at the lead up or you want to know the idea of the bike or previous information, head over to those videos. I'll put links up above, but basically I'm just going to charge through the specifications here, as let's face it, this is what everyone's here to see. What kind of bike have we got here? Is this a challenger to the Tenere 700 or is this just another bloated adventure bike? What I can tell you straight off the bat is this is definitely looking like a Tenere 700 Challenger. Why do I say that? Well, the weight. Aprilia are quoting 187 kilos dry, so keep that in mind. That's dry weight, so we've still got to add fluid. So that's oil, coolant, petrol, so we're probably looking at the low 200 kilos, which is fairly respectable considering where the market is heading these days, which is very positive news. The other great news is it's no slouch. It's got 80 horsepower and a 51.6-ish foot-pound of torque, so that's a decent amount of power, certainly more than the Tenere 700, but a little less than the KTM 890 and 790. So sits right smack bang in the middle, so very interesting there. The other kind of signs I look for, obviously when I'm trying to figure out how adventure worthy the bike is the wheel setup. They've confirmed it's a 21/18 setup, so that means proper off-road wheel setup, spoke wheels, tubeless too, so that'll make a lot of people happy. Very easy to fix a puncture with a plug, so happy days for tubeless rims. We've got 9.5 inches or 240 millimeters of travel front and back, so that's a decent amount of travel on the motorcycle, so definitely another signifier that this bike is really being thought about and how it's going to perform off-road as well as on-road. As the other thing we can see in the video is that it's a tubeless steel frame and the engine is a stressed member, so make of that what you will. And it looks plenty sturdy, but time will tell whether it'll be up to the rugged nature of riding off-road. Although I do have faith in Aprilia, this is not their first adventure bike. They've been doing this for decades, so it should be good. So for the height challenge, people out there wanting to know the seat height, it's rated at 860 millimeters. 860 millimeters seems pretty decent. The real test will be how wide the seat and the bike is, because that really affects as well your ability to get your feet on the ground. So let me know, short riders down below, is 860 millimeters respectable for a fairly dirt capable bike, or is that not enough? Comment down below. So now we move into more the electronics and what kind of safety features this have. And this is really where you start to see Aprilia have done a really smart marketing thing here to separate it from the Tenere 700s. As I hypothesized in a previous video, I thought Aprilia would go the more premium angle, and it certainly looks like that's the way they're going. They're putting Brembo brakes on this, so for anyone that loves great brakes, it's good to see they've chucked Brembos on there. So that is definitely encouraging. They have switchable ABS, which would have been a death sentence if they hadn't have had that. So good to see they paid attention, and we've got switchable ABS. We've also got a nice TFT screen to keep us happy. And the real big thing here that sets it apart from the Tenere 700 is probably the electronics package. So additionally to the ABS, we've also got cruise control. We've also got traction control, fuel maps, engine braking, 4 rider modes with 2 of those completely customizable. Electronics wise, this is light years ahead of the Tenere 700. Now that's not a criticism of the Tenere 700, as simplicity can often be a fantastic advantage off-road, but when you're trying to set your bike apart within the market, this is a very intelligent move by Aprilia, as it will get the kind of market that perhaps do more commuting or just want more safety features on their motorcycle. So definitely a smart move from Aprilia, so great to see that amount of tech on a middleweight adventure bike. The fuel capacity of the Aprilia is rated at 17.5 litres or 4.6 gallons, somewhere around there. So it's not a huge amount of fuel, but it certainly isn't not enough. I think it's right on the cusp of being just enough. History lesson here. I was very excited for the T7 and I covered it pretty closely because It signified a change in direction for the middleweight category. I've been watching the last decade plus. Middleweight adventure bikes were getting heavier and heavier, more powerful, more complicated, and the Tenere 700, Yamaha kind of turned the whole car around and decided to go in the other direction, back towards lightweight and simplicity. I absolutely love the bike for what it offers. To see another manufacturer come out and do the same and challenge the Tenere 700 signifies that this is a definite change in direction. We should be seeing more models like this and a head towards lighter weight. There are a few caveats to this being a fantastic bike. We've got plenty of owners who have said new Aprilias are pretty damn reliable. I owned an Aprilia way back in the day. It was a 2-stroke. It was pretty finicky, but it rarely let me down, but it wasn't the most reliable. But I think in recent years, they've done a pretty good job. But what owners have told me, and I have said before, is it's more a dealership experience, or at least finding a dealership or parts to get hold of. So that's the bottleneck. So if you've got a dealership close by and you've got a great relationship with them, this bike really could be a winner for you. Regardless of that complication, I think this is going to be a great bike. I'd love to know what you guys think of the looks too. I'm not really sold on it, but at the same time, I don't hate it. It might be something that grows on me. Perhaps I just need to see some more images of it. I don't hate it. It definitely looks quirky, so I appreciate that Aprilia haven't just followed suit, making it look like every other adventure bike. So they've definitely done some different looking things, but I'd like to know your thoughts down below. Let me know whether you think it's fugly or fantastic. So that about wraps up this video. You know what to do. Hit that like button, consider subscribing. Don't forget to stay shiny side up, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.